Good morning, good morning. It is March 2nd. It's about 5:30 in the morning on the West Coast, and let's talk some stocks. So we'll jump into AMC again, just as that's what people are watching. So just first off here on the left, futures are down a little bit, but I had a huge 2 to 4% gain on all the indices tomorrow, yesterday. So I don't think that really means much right now. But here's the 5-minute chart. As you can see, the move from last Wednesday to Thursday. And then we're slowly stair-stepping back up right now. Big squeeze hasn't happened yet, but could down the road. So just a little note for aftermarket hours, and today kind of sideways in here, stayed above important. This 78.6 fib stayed above that this morning, touched off this 200 unit moving average here on the 5-minute. And let's see if we can put in a higher low right here and look to go back up to 9.25. One thing to note, especially here in the 5-minute, you can kind of see it just if you watch the volume. I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen, but the mouse, like the volume here pre-market, pretty low. Definitely, even when we get to 4 o'clock, when most people trade 19,000 up to 76, staying, probably between the 20s and 30,000s per 5 minutes. But if we go to yesterday, at 4 o'clock, quite a bit more, 463, right at that 4 o'clock open, 100,000, considerably more volume. So we'll see if that volume picks up here going into the open. Otherwise, looks like we could be another lower volume day, which would not be great for the squeeze. We need that volume to come in. So if the volume stays low, I think probably best case scenario is we push into this 9.5 area, get above the high yesterday at 9.45. Just try to fill this low volume void right now, and then keep looking to stair step up. If you zoom out and go in the hourly or even long term, right, we do have this cup forming, right? So you have the cup pullback and then forming the handle here. So really, I think the volume is going to come in when it does break this $11 area. Ideally, that needs to break this week, but for that to happen, the volume has to come in. So we'll go to GameStop next. Just, they're partners, kind of similar cup action, all that it's not as rounded here at the bottom, and far bigger, decrease in price and percentage, 513 down to 38. So that's considerable drop. But we do have kind of similar pattern in this area where we got it pulled back into some moving averages, and then now we're kind of consolidating sideways, right? So Thursday red, Friday ended up a little red, Monday we're green, and then we're holding these moving averages here on the hourly chart pre-market, and you see this 23 fib. So we'll go into the 5-minute. And then similar scenario as yesterday or AMC, right? Volume's still quite a bit lower than yesterday, and I didn't even show you the volume total for AMC yesterday, but I know I did in the aftermarket video from yesterday. But so volume considerably lower Monday than Friday, right? Almost half, close to half. I mean, it's about 60% of the volume from Friday. So it looks like the volume could be less than that today, just judging by pre-market hours, which doesn't necessarily mean truly anything. I don't know what the exact correlation is. It's definitely, probably not considerable, but it is something to watch pre-market, as it means eyes are elsewhere. We'll jump to Bitcoin real quick because it broke above 50K last night and sent crypto stocks running after hours. So this broke. So this is London Greenwich time on the bottom. So this is about 4 p.m. on the West Coast yesterday. Poked above 50K, sold right back off, and now we're sitting between the 48 and 49K range. So if we jump back over into our Thinkorswim to look at the cryptos, we'll just do them all here real quick. So SOS had the biggest gain after hours yesterday, so it closed at 6.69, got all the way up above 8, and then gapped down on the open this morning right at 1 a.m. just because Bitcoin price dropped dropped about 1K, so expect a pullback, but still steady uptrending here in pre-market. And as we've seen before, this thing has been pretty volatile, can move, so 4 to 15 in 4 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 red candles in a row. Got the green candle yesterday. Looks like we'll be definitely opening above this 9 EMA. So then that puts us back up if we can get into this 8.2. If you just look at the volume, right? So this $6 area is between 6 and 7. We got a ton of volume in. Kind of a big volume gap here between 7 and 9. Almost $7 to $10. So if Bitcoin makes a run today, volume comes in here, we could see this thing running quick. Hopefully, once we break this 50 fib, we can get to that 61.8. Try to fill that volume void, or gap as you like to call it. And then we have CAN. Had this big move yesterday. It had the highest percentage out of all the crypto stocks on the move. But you see kind of a good pattern here on candlesticks. We got this doji from Friday, and then gap up green. That's pretty bullish signal here, and you just see the change on this EMA too. So just sharp corners means that the sentiment has drastically shifted. You can even see here on the 22 and the 50. So we're up here in the edge of this active trading range, and then like I said, it moved higher yesterday after hours all the way to 24. So it looks like we're going to be opening considerably above this 78.6 fib. So if we get some volume up in here, we'll see if we can go push the high 25.78 if Bitcoin starts moving today. And then just to go back out, see the volume up in there. So there is kind of a less volume at the top as you expect, as this thing has moved quickly. And then just the movers for today, we'll go to Rocket Companies. So Rocket Mortgage, Quicken Loan, see their ads on TV. Jay Farmer been talking, but so they put out their earnings last week, and we got this gap here between Thursday and Friday. Pretty big green candle yesterday. They announced they're gonna give out a special dividend, and then we're taking off today. This is heavily shorted on shortsqueeze.com. It is at 40% short right now, or percent of the float is short. So quick moves can happen. And as you see, when this IPO'd, 17 to 34 pretty quickly, and then we've been consolidating down here in the low 20s, and looks like we're breaking out of that range as we pushed up here in the 28s right now. So you can see the fibs held pretty well, right? So last Friday basically traded between the 23 and 38. Yesterday basically consolidated right on that 38 level, and then after hours just took off, got above 50. Now we're sitting at the 61.8. So we'll see if the 61.8 can act as support, or whether or not it could be resistance, right? So I mean, we're a little out of the range there, pretty far, but the fib levels aren't an exact price, so it's just an area of consolidation. So we'll look to see if this moves higher. I mean, obviously you still have all the moving averages trending up, so you can look for this to move higher today. And then the last stock we'll look at is this NNVC, ticker NNVC, Nanoviricides. It's a low float stock. It's got basically 10 million shares. It's already traded 21 million. But it's up on news that it's, come on, I can get this to pop up. Clinical drug candidate for COVID-19 are highly effective in preclinical cell culture studies. Highly effective in comparison to remdesivir against two distinctly different coronaviruses, and that remdesivir was a pretty popular drug at the beginning of COVID-19. Basically popped up early, and it's basically held the 9 until about 20 minutes ago. Now we're seeing if we can consolidate here on the 22. Don't really pay attention to these fib levels right now. I haven't marked them there from a long time ago, but probably you can draw it from this move. We can zoom out onto the yearly. You see it's been downtrending. We're well above that right now. Go out to the 3-year. So we did have a split back here in 2019. So you can draw a fib from this real quick, 19.2 to 127. So right, so we are consolidating around this 8 812.38 fib right now, so we'll see if that actually I think that's where we are. Yeah, we're right there right now, so we'll look to see if this holds the support, moves higher. Do have some volume above right now pre-market, as we have traded a lot of volume this morning, so we'll look to see if that can move higher, or if it's like Aslan from yesterday where it just fades and sells off all day. So that's what I'm looking at this morning. Hope you guys have a great Tuesday, make some money, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.